Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Ruthie.D.analyst, a tutor, consultant, a data analyst expert. So today we'll be talking about SQL. So you might have been wondering what SQL actually looks like when you're just starting out. So in this video, I'll be taking you behind the scene, not just talking about SQL, but showing you how to get your hands dirty. Though this will be just an introductory video from launching your SQL interface to importing real data. Yeah, so trust me, this is the kind of stuff every beginner needs but rarely gets explained. So I'm going to explain properly the interface, the SQL interface. So, first of all, what is SQL? SQL is the most popular of all databases languages. Like the name is an acronym for Structured Query Language. Though SQL is much more than just a query language. Some pronounce the name as three separate letters: SQL. But most people say SQL. SQL. So SQL statement is a collection of clauses, keywords, and parameters that perform a particular function. SQL statement is a collection of clauses, keywords, and parameters that perform a particular function. So this is our SQL interface. As you can see this small icon showing us a letter with a plus sign. This means once you press it, it creates a new SQL tab for executing queries. So if I press it now, you're gonna see another tab opened. This was the tab that was opened before. So this icon is used to create a new tab for executing queries in SQL. While this opens the SQL script file in a new query tab. It opens a new SQL file. So this file, you see new model, new query tab, open model, open SQL script. So if you have an SQL script saved on your system file, you can just open, even though you don't have it on your SQL database, you can go to your file, open the script through from your SQL, then importing it to your SQL database. So as we go on, you're going to understand most of the terms and languages used in SQL. So this is create new table in the active schema in connected server. So now we want to import a table into the SQL database. So first of all, we have to create a database for you to be able to import a table into it. So what is that database? A database is a structured collection of data. It's organized into tables, and this SQL is used to manage these tables. A database is a structured collection of data. It's organized into tables, and SQL is used to manage these tables. So a database is an organized collection of data that is stored and accessed electronically. So without wasting much of your time, databases are used in a wide range of applications, from simple list of names to complex systems that manage vast amounts of information, like our banking system or even social media platforms. So before importing a table into your SQL database, you need to create a database. So how do we create a database? We go in with our query, create database. So the name of the table I want to import is HR data. So I'm going to create a database, HR database. So I know this HR data I want to import into SQL will be the table inside our database. So I'm creating a database, HR database. So you don't use space in SQL, you use an underscore instead. And once you're done with your query, you end it with a semicolon. And for you to be able to run it, you use the control enter. So once you run it, you see a green mark below this action output. See, create database HR. So once you create this database, you come to your schemas. I hope you can see my cursor. You come to your schemas, then you refresh your schema. Once you refresh your schemas, you can see our HR database appears here. So for us to be able to import the table, you right click on this HR database. You come to your table data import wizard. Once you click on your table data import wizard, you go and look for your data wherever you stored it. So I'm going to browse through my system. You click on browse and it takes me directly to where I have my data. So HR data, I'm going to click on it and open. So once I click on open, the location where my data was will appear in this box in the file path. Then next, I click on next. After that, you click on next again. So you can see it's showing a preview of our HR database and also showing the field types. So we click on next, then next for it to prepare, import and import data file. So you wait a little for it to import. So now our data is done. So finished performing task. So we click next to continue. Then you can see your table HR database dot your data, that's the HR data was created. So it's showing us that we have 310 records imported. So we click finish. So now we are back to our SQL interface. So once you click on this arrow beside your HR database you created under your schemas, you see table. Once you click on the arrow beside the table, you can see the data we just imported, HR data. You can see it under our table. Like the definition says, a database is a structured collection of data. It's organized into tables. So this HR is our tables. Is our table, the one table. Is our table, and this SQL is used to manage this table. So now we've imported this our table. For us to be able to use this database, we've created a database. Now we want to make use of it. You say use HR database. So, like I said, once you write a query, you end it with a semicolon. Then to run it, you press your control enter. You see, once we run it, you can see our HR database has been highlighted, is now bold. That means this database is active and we can make use of our data. So, for us to be able to see the data that we imported into our SQL database, we go in with our clauses. So for us to be able to see our data, we use the select statement. Select all from HR data. So once we run it, you can see under our action outputs, 310 rows returned. So this is our data we just imported into the SQL database. This table is the core of the database. It consists of rows and columns. I'm sure we all know rows and columns. And each row represents a record, while each column represents a data attribute. So we'll be going deep into it in our next lecture, and also knowing how to write queries. And also we'll also be talking more about the SQL interface, most of it. So as we go on, we'll make use of them so you know how the SQL interface works. But explaining further about the interface might be confusing. So now you know how to navigate your SQL interface, import data like a pro, and next we'll be talking more on SQL analysis. So whether you're just starting out or brushing up your skills, mastering this basic puts you ahead of the game. So in this, I hope this video helped you, and don't forget to like, subscribe and share it with someone starting their data journey, and drop your questions in the comment section. I would love to hear how it's going for you. So see you in the next one.